Hello everyone, this is Sunset2 and welcome to another mod overview, this time on Grinder, a mod that has the ability for you to make a grindstone as well as a grinder and use it to break down ores into dusts or certain other types of things using glowstone, sugarcane and otherwise. So we'll get into it. First up, what you want is obviously a grinder, which is made with polished andesite, a furnace, and iron ingot. And then from there you want to get a grindstone and install it just by clicking on the top of it. So I've already got a few here, as you can tell, to show all the ones that are available that I could get from GEI, whether it be ones that I already have the material for things such as uranium from Silence Mechanisms, or certain others that I don't have access to, like Neptunium or Mercury, for example. But yeah, so what you want to do obviously is just make one out of stone, probably to start with iron and 6 stone, and from there you just right click to install it, and you're good to go. Yes, you can pop it off though, and we'll place it back down if you want. After that obviously, you can just place any certain types of ores, or if I just go to recipes, you can get an idea. You can see obviously you can break down ingots, you can break down the grindstones themselves, the ores. Let's go to a few others: glowstone to dust, sugar to sugarcane to sugar, sorry. Silk touched ores, bone meal, sandstone to sand, and other such things, as you can see there, and gravel to flint as well. So just put in some ores and see how they go. You just need coal to power it. Just go about, say, a single coal here, and we'll see. No animation there, so you're just going to have to go off of the interface. And that is supposed to produce one as it is. Now, obviously, if you saw on the tooltips, there is different stats, such as a speed bonus and output bonus. Output bonus would most likely be the chance of getting an additional 1, I'm assuming, more so than doubling how much it gives. So with the grinder obviously doing gold, it would give you probably a chance of a second one, but if it was something else, like I'm assuming copper, I'm trying to think what else is there. Actually no, it just gives 1 dust for each, so you can smelt them. I was getting confused with the actual grindstones there, but who knows, we'll see among many of the others, but we'll just wait for this to finish so you can get an idea of how much one piece of coal as fuel actually ends up giving you in dust form. Seems to be possibly 16 here, but obviously it's 1 dust per ore, so instead of doing the 8, no 14, okay. So you get 14 instead of 8 that you typically would in a furnace. So obviously that went fairly reasonable of a speed, but obviously you're not getting 30% of that speed, but you are getting an output chance of 110, so a fair amount of that might have been here if you saw. The granite and andesite act pretty similarly. We go to obviously iron, which obviously has the full experience of speed, as well as obviously an output bonus of 170. So we'll see in that what chance we get. So we've got 2 there instead of the typical 1. We've got 3 there. So for the most part, speed obviously will determine how much it smelts, as well, how much it breaks down, I should say, because it's breaking into dust rather than smelting into ingots, as well as obviously the additional is just probably an extra second one, most likely. I'm not sure if the higher the percentage, the more, like if it's possibly 200 or something, it gives a third, or it's just a higher chance of giving a second. That's more my guess than giving a third, but we'll see when we go about some of the others, just in case. And obviously I've got a bunch of ores just to prepare between each of these, and to also show what's possible. So we may or may not get over 14 here, we'll see. And possibly seems to be about the same, knowing how it's going about the fuel. So we may not have been so lucky that time. I'm pretty sure it doesn't just do 14 each time, but we'll see. That actually was... that was granite, that's why. Whoops. Did the wrong one there. That's the full potential of it. There we go. So the one there. We'll just go between each of these and see what some of the end results are. You can get an idea of the speed between some of them as well. So gold, 50% speed bonus compared to the 100% speed bonus. So we've got a bit extra there. Getting a fair amount of additional ones there. So we are getting a lot of 2s, the occasional 1. Check over here and see. So you can definitely tell the sun even made its way over 14, and it actually is giving you a lot more out of the ore. We'll obviously go between the diamond and otherwise afterwards, but obviously we'll just go between these two so you can get an idea of what the chances are. Besides how much it ends up with at the end. Obviously it won't reflect every single time, because obviously there's a chance where it'll give you a different amount, but maybe that might not be the case due to what I got with the gold and copper in the stone and andesite. So we've got 29 there, possibly 45 here it seems, 46, 48, interesting. So with diamond, there's a chance of 200. Not as fast as the gold, obviously. But either way, a fair amount of an accurate 2 there, because obviously it's at 200% rather than 140 where it's going to drop down to the initial 1 every so often. So we'll just wait for that. Seems like it'll last a fair amount. Emerald is obviously 2.5. It is at a normal speed. So it'll have a chance of giving an extra 3rd instead of the typical 2 all the time. We'll just see how common that is though. It seems to be that it's typically giving 2 no matter what. So already up 30 there. I should get a hopper just to test what it can output. Which it can, obviously. And obviously it should be coming out of there, it shouldn't be coming out of the fuel slot. So we've got a few, we've just got a 3rd one there. It should be emptying everything out. If I actually put things in here, it's not going to empty out of the fuel slot, so that's a good sign. So we got 44 from that, compared to the 48, 29, and 14 of those. But yeah, I probably won't go through all of them, but you can kind of get an idea of the additional increases you get, as well as the speed between something like gold and diamond, or emerald and stones, providing extra chance and how fast it actually breaks down each ore. And obviously there is the additional stuff. Fuel is pretty much just anything from a furnace, but you've got ores, you've got glowstone, sugar, bone meal, and gravel to flint, or breaking down the grindstones themselves. Finally, there is a config for the actual grindstones, so you can manipulate the speed modifier as well as the result modifier, so bonus. As well as obviously also hiding the dusts. There is also one for the grinder HUD as well. There isn't one for the actual grindstones, it seems. So if you did possibly have the mod, I'm assuming you didn't have, say, silence mechanisms like I do, from getting the copper, I'm assuming it wouldn't make any difference to just show any of the grindstones, because obviously I don't have Neptunium, and I don't have Mercury on me, but I can still use them if I wanted to. Thanks so much for watching though, and goodbye.